the story of the quarter-litre Pulsars isn't quite as fulfilling, as the promise to offer something new and unique in a larger avatar than ever before didn't really quite pay off, as Bajaj didn't have as many takers for the 250s as it hoped. So in order to change the destiny of the new Pulsar N250, Bajaj has thrown in a fair few bits to spruce up its appeal. And to its credit, the asking price has just gone up by 851 rupees. So does this make for a better purchase now? The major highlight on the new Pulsar happens to be the USD Fork. But the biggest difference maker are the wider tires on offer. They lend a sense of composure and confidence that was sort of lacking on the older bike. On the previous generation bike, you found it a little bit too eager in the handling department, which many would find it a bit nervy. However, on this you get a sense of stability that you wouldn't find on the older bike, especially when you're changing lanes on the highway or filtering through traffic. Yes, you have to put in a bit more effort at the bars to push it into the bends, but the payoff when it comes to the thrill is far more amplified. And the tuning of the USD Fork isn't too different than the older telescopic unit. It remains just as pliant and absorbent over the largest of bumps, soaking them up rather well. What remains a bugbear is the tuning of the monoshock, because it still remains a tad bit on the firmer side, and you do get a sense of tossiness from the rear, and that can throw the rider off the seat, especially over the larger speed bumps, and it does also unsettle quite a bit when you encounter a mid-corner bump. The 249cc motor was designed to provide power to the masses where it really matters. So in that regards, we are glad that the good, calm, torquey characteristics of this engine aren't meddled with. It is just as tractable in city conditions as it is capable of sustaining 110 kmph out on the highway in a refined manner. What it lacks is that sense of zip that older Pulsars were known for. But hey, there is a larger Pulsar on the horizon that is supposed to cater to those needs coming very soon.
The seating posture on the N250 remains more or less upright. You have a hint of sportiness in the posture, with the seat padding remaining just as firm and comforting as before. I would have liked a slightly wider handlebar, as currently the leverage on offer is a bit less. Braking still remains a weak point of this Pulsar, as the initial stopping performance is lacking, and hence in immediate panic braking situations, shedding speed becomes a bit of a challenge. Thankfully, you can now tinker with the ABS intervention levels.
Instead of riding modes, Bajaj is offering 3 levels of ABS modes with varied levels of intrusion. Rain mode, which is supposedly having the maximum amount of intervention, is there at the start. Then you have road mode with adequate levels of intrusion, and it also gets an off-road mode with least intrusion. There is some amount of intrusion at the rear, but yes, there is no shutting off completely. And yes, it has off-road mode on a naked motorcycle, which does sound rather silly. But it is the mode that I and more experienced riders would prefer to be in the most, as it allows for a bit more slip at the rear, which will come in handy over rough road patches. Also, it is the only mode in which you can switch off traction control and enjoy a raw and unfiltered riding experience.
Yes, the 2024 Pulsar N250 also gets traction control, but it is a rather rudimentary version of the system. It does help out in sticky situations, but on most days and on familiar roads, experienced riders would rather prefer to switch it off completely. In addition to the Brooklyn black shade, Bajaj is now offering the N250 in a racing red as well as a pearl metallic white option. The latter two get a champagne gold finish for the USD Fork, which to my eyes looks a bit tacky. Even the new graphics, especially on the red option, are a bit overdone. Thankfully, the black shade looks just as sinister and enticing with its all dark treatment. Finally, Bajaj has also kitted the Pulsar with a full digital LCD dash that gets smartphone connectivity and turn-by-turn navigation. While we couldn't test the connectivity functionality on our short test ride, we did find the console to be crammed with a lot of data which might not be easily readable on the go. Also, the ABS toggle button and the menu scrolling one are the same, and that could cause a bit of confusion in the initial stages of operation.
Bajaj's efforts to make the Pulsar a whole lot more appealing have worked well. While the USD Fork is adding visual bars to the motorcycle, the wider tires and electronic aids are enhancing its ride feel. Not to forget that this bike, all of the updates that you get on it are great, and in that sense it still remains a lovely city bike that can do highway runs in a fuss-free manner. And the upgrades? Well, you're paying just a little more than 2 cups of coffee at Starbucks, and that definitely makes this bike worth a consideration. So what do you think about the 2024 Bajaj Pulsar N250? Do let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to Acco Drive, click that bell notification icon and follow us on our Instagram page because we bring cool short format content over there as well. But before I end, don't forget to wear a helmet on all your rides and stay geared up as well. Thank you so much for watching.